Oh yeah, that's me in the blue little jacket there with Mickey Mouse. I was having the best day of my life right there. Even though you can't tell because I just put on that kind of face all the time. I'm such a character. Today I want to get a little bit more personal with you guys. There's a bit of a trend going on YouTube right now, and I kind of want to jump on board with it. It feels a little bit freeing. So my name's Josh Taylor. This is 1901. Today I want to talk about how I got into being a big Disney fan and where this channel came from and where it might be going. So I saw a video recently from the punk rock MBA, Finn McKenty. If you're into music, if you're into punk rock music, harder rock music in general, I highly recommend the punk rock MBA. I think that he does a fantastic job doing what he does. And he also references another channel, which is Psych IRL, who talks about YouTubers and how they got to where they are. Another very interesting channel if you're into psychology, if you're into knowing a bit more about the people that you watch on YouTube. Highly recommend those two channels. But they both talked a bit about maybe doing videos that don't necessarily get a ton of views, but are very personally rewarding and also are engaging for the audience. And I know that this video in particular may not have the huge views that a video about Disney's animation history will have on this channel, but I feel like I want to get to know you guys, and you want to probably get to know me, at least some of the people that have been here for a while. I know some of you come onto the live streams and ask me personal questions, and I absolutely love that, but I want to kind of get into a discussion about how I became a huge Disney fan, share some pictures with you guys, and also just talk about where this channel is going, how it became, etc. But first I want to talk about Disneyland, because I think that that's where my love of Disney really begins. As a kid, I always made this trip with my family, with my parents and my grandparents, out to Disneyland. We did this trip maybe 4 or 5 times during my youth. The first trip that I really remember is from 1991, which is when that picture was from at the beginning, and where a majority of these pictures are from as well. I was about 5 or 6 years old at that time, so it's the first time I can remember going to Disneyland. I believe I went as a baby, but again, don't remember that. But when I was 5 or 6, this was the first time I got to go to Disneyland. We went to the character breakfast meet and greet extravaganza, and that was something that absolutely solidified my love of Disney at that time. Also, this was 1991, so this was like the peak of Disney afternoon. You had DuckTales and Darkwing Duck and Tailspin. Goof Troop was about to come out. All of those shows were also represented at Disneyland at the time. They had like a kind of pop-up event called Disney Afternoon Avenue. So I got to meet all of those characters that I saw on television all the time. And I was also still a huge fan of the films. This was the year that Beauty and the Beast came out, which is a family favorite of ours. I really did fall in love with the movies. I think my family had all of the VHS Disney animated movies. I personally started collecting some of the DVDs before streaming became popular. And I really feel like Disneyland at its base is kind of where my foundations came from. Everything revolves around that, including the television series, the movies, things like that. They all come off of Disneyland. And from those trips from my early childhood of going to Disneyland, I really, really wanted to then go to Walt Disney World. And I begged every year for my parents to take me to Disney World. Hey, where do you want to go on vacation this year? I would say Disney World. For probably 3 or 4 years in a row before we eventually did when I was 12 years old. And that was another piece that helped solidify the puzzle. This picture from Epcot, I absolutely love Epcot. I think it's my favorite park at Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World Resort in general gave me this idea to come back home and do some more research. And we got this CD-ROM, for all these old people that know what CD-ROMs are. We got this disc program software for our computer called Walt Disney World Explorer. A Walt Disney World Explorer was like something that you would put in and you could see all of Walt Disney World on a map, and you could go to whatever park you wanted or whatever the hotels you wanted to go to, and you could learn about those places. So if you were planning a trip, it was kind of like a nice trip planning software, but it would also tell you about facts and history for rides or for the park itself. And I really loved that. I loved that this software could tell me all of these things about a place that I absolutely love. And the research from there just grew. And into my young adulthood, I still went to Disneyland, I still went to Walt Disney World, but I played it cool for a while. I played in a punk rock band, and playing music became a huge love of mine, and I never saw myself going in this direction. I went to school for audio engineering so that I could record my band stuff, that I could record other band stuff. I was really focused in on music. But when I got out of a band, my focus turned from audio engineering music to audio engineering podcasts, and then eventually doing videos. And for video stuff, I thought it would be great to do some of the things that I'd learned from that CD-ROM, from that thing that really instilled a love of Disney even further for me. And I continued to read about Disney, I continued to learn more about Disney, until eventually, like, doing this channel every week, I feel like I learned something new. And I'm continuing to learn things, continuing to add things to my repertoire. And when this channel started, when there were multiple people on this channel, my goal was to be able to talk more about Disneyland, because I was living near Disneyland at the time. I would be able to have the chance to do more Disneyland stuff. And since I've moved away from Disneyland a few years ago, we haven't had the chance and opportunity to do more theme park stuff. So this channel has really become a film channel, because I don't really want to talk about those things without having the chance to film some of those things myself in person. So this channel has really become a film channel, but spoilers for the year ahead in 2021. My plan is to move back to California this coming year, meaning that I can get back to some of the stuff that this channel used to do, and I'll do both film and theme park histories, as well as some, I don't know what you would call it, video essays about the theme parks. I know that some people do video essays about the theme parks, but I'm going to try and do them a little bit differently. So that's kind of my basic idea of how I got into Disney, but I'm still a fan. I still enjoy Disney. I still enjoy going to the theme parks, seeing all the films, watching the TV series, and being able to talk about it with you guys. And this channel is kind of adapting. I have been doing the director project. If you've taken notice of that, I talked about Hook, which isn't necessarily a Disney film. I talked about Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli, which is, it's sort of connected to Disney in some ways, but I do probably want to expand what's happening on this channel as far as the films that I'm talking about, as well as some of the theme parks. I'll probably be going to Universal and Knott's Berry Farm and Six Flags and stuff like that when I'm out in California. And here I'll definitely be talking about mostly Disney history, mostly Disney films, but I also want to talk about some films that I really love and have a passion for that are outside of Disney. And some people have even commented on the director project videos that I've done about doing videos about E.T. or Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I will be getting to those types of things too, but my base will always still be Disney, because I still have such a love for Disney. And I want to know from you guys. Leave a comment down below how you got into Disney, if you're into Disney, or how you got into being such a film fan, if you're a huge film fan. And let me know what you'd like to see as far as more personal type of videos here. And if you're not, follow me on all of the different social media platforms. I do have a TikTok now, @ModernMouseJosh, @ModernMouseJosh on Twitter. Those are probably the two places I'm most active. Although you can always join my Instagram or the Facebook page if you'd like. Those don't really get a lot of posts these days. But until next time, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you liked this video. And until next time, keep moving forward.